Guys, my name is Elenduche, and today we'll be talking about internet banking. So this course basically it's divided into subtopics, several topics. So we'll take a topic at a time. Okay, so let's get right into it. Remember, this is part of the overall Abzone Learning Academy course, and so I advise you pay very close attention. Okay, so what we'll be looking at overall the topics are what is internet banking. Then we'll move on to look at the typical internet banking solution architecture. Then we'll look at the types of internet banking users. We're then going to move on to talk about transaction types, the type of transactions that happen on internet banking. Then we're going to look at transaction authorization. And then we'll look at types of internet banking services and the transaction flows. And then we'll talk about fee types. Okay, so let's get started. So, what is internet banking? I've put together a definition for it. Of course, as a service, you expect internet banking, for what some of you may know, would allow you access banking services easily. But just for clarity's sake, I put together a definition. So let's just look at what it says. So I think internet banking is a service that makes critical banking services accessible to customers anytime and anywhere on a personal computer or smart mobile device connected to the internet. So, as a service, keywords to note here, it enables users to access critical banking services anytime, anywhere, via a personal computer or smart mobile device that has access to the internet. So the internet is a critical enabler for this service. If you take out the internet, you would not be able to, you wouldn't have a service like internet banking. And of course, obviously, that's why it's called internet banking. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so when speaking of internet banking, so we're saying we have a user, he has access to a computer, he has access to a laptop or a computer or a mobile device. And there is the bank. So typically, this user ordinarily would have to go to the bank to daily, physically to transact in the past. Now, with the growth and introduction of the internet, creation of the internet, and its adoption, its commercial adoption, what we've seen is that software engineers have been able to build web-based applications that basically render and offer data and able to interconnect systems that are available on the internet. So, taking advantage of that same infrastructure, what software engineers and technologists have been able to do is to enhance the banking application at the bank such that it's compliant, it's able to interact with solutions that have access to the internet, and of course build applications that can talk to those banking applications which the banks use. So when you have an application that's able to access, talk to the banking application, that makes it a lot more possible to offer a service like internet banking. So this is not what you have. So you now have a situation where there's internet and users can connect through the internet to the bank. Of course, not the physical bank, but the infrastructure, which is the core banking solution at the bank. Okay, but we'll look at that later. Okay, so let's look at the value. Why use internet banking? Why bother using internet banking? So the factors that have driven the adoption of internet banking services are a few. I've basically streamlined it into just three factors or three value or offerings. One is convenience. As you can tell, obviously, it's easier to and it's more convenient rather to sit at home by say 12 a.m. and log onto your PC and see your bank account balance, do a funds transfer to a friend, pay your DSTV bill, recharge your phone. That is clearly a lot more convenient than having to worry about, oh wow, it's 12 a.m. and banks are closed. Oh my, I have to wait till 8 a.m. tomorrow morning to get to a bank, queue. Then when it's my turn, I would have filled the teller a slip and then the teller will take it, initiate a funds transfer transaction for me. I'll also give them another slip for them to pay my DSTV bill. That is clearly not an option. It's not even comparable to being able to sit at home on my bed with my laptop, accessing internet banking, accessing my bank directly. So convenience is a key value. So it basically makes the service easily accessible to users, of course, as you've seen, with mobile devices or PCs connected to the internet. Of course, thereby making access possible from comfort of your home office at any time. So the next value is accessibility. So accessibility, what we're saying is, after convenience comes the need for you talk about accessibility, and what we're saying with accessibility is, we're not saying you can only use the service at one terminal, meaning, oh, it's either is your laptop or your PC, or it's the PC at your office. No, that's not what we're saying. Internet banking says with services, it enables you to access your bank via any device, any PC like device that has access to the web, basically, has access to the web. So that includes things like your mobile, your smartphones, PCs, laptops, iPad, tablets, Android tablets. It doesn't matter, even if it's a Linux tablet, as long as it has a browser and it has access to the internet, you're good. So that is a lot of access. A lot of access. Okay, then we move on to the third value, which is security. So we're saying over the years, it has even made it possible to transact even more securely. So, however, with still flexibility. So, regulators and technology entrepreneurs have created new web security standards and financial protocols that have made it easier to securely exchange data over the internet and securely authenticate a transaction originator's identity. So, with internet banking is a new security standard for web-based solutions, and if anything, banking solutions or web-based banking solutions like internet banking benefit firsthand from those new security protocols. You can transact easily compared to a couple of years ago. You can transact with more peace of mind, knowing that no one will be able to move that money from your bank account but you. And that's a lot of value. That's a lot of value. You have people able to sign up money from your bank, funny enough, forging checks, forging your signature and all that. But you see, with internet banking, there is no such thing as forging your signature. It's not possible, like, because your signature is not used to authorize transactions on internet banking. So I hope with this we're going to stop here, and in the next session we're going to look at a typical internet banking solution architecture, and where we look at the components that basically come together to make that service work. All right, thank you.